The sickening thud of a body hitting concrete froze me in my tracks. I was halfway out of my truck, grocery bags in one hand, keys in the other, when I saw my wife, Emily, 7 months pregnant with our first child, tumbling backward down the 5 wooden steps of our porch. Time slowed as her hands instinctively cradled her belly, protecting our unborn daughter as she landed hard on the walkway. At the top of the stairs stood Monica Caldwell, Willow Creek's HOA president, her sleek brunette bob unmoved by the autumn breeze, her designer heels rooted to our welcome mat. Her hand, still extended from the shove she delivered to Emily's chest, hovered in the air. The smug curl of her lips churned my stomach worse than anything I'd seen in 15 years of military service. "You were warned about those lights." Monica's voice sliced through the quiet cul-de-sac like a siren. Her face, flushed crimson, clashed with her tailored navy coat as she gestured at the multicolored Christmas lights tangled in Emily's hands. "The HOA policy is clear: no decorations before December 1st, and only in silver and gold. These are a violation." I dropped everything and sprinted across the lawn, my boots sinking into the manicured grass. Emily lay curled on the cold concrete, her face twisted in pain, one hand clutching her swollen belly. A thin trickle of blood seeped from where her head had struck the ground, and the sight triggered every instinct drilled into me as Lieutenant Colonel James Carter, Logistics Commander for the 3rd Special Operations Support Battalion at Fort Ramsey. Kneeling beside her, I scanned for threats to life. Airway clear, breathing rapid but steady, pulse racing. My primary fear was internal damage, something that could endanger our baby. "Don't move, sweetheart," I said, my voice calm despite the panic clawing at my chest, the same tone I'd used coordinating evacuations under fire. "Tell me where it hurts." Emily's grip tightened on my hand, her hazel eyes wide with fear, not for herself but for our daughter. "My back," she whispered. "James, the baby." "She'll be fine," I promised, though my heart pounded. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911, keeping my other hand in hers. Dispatch confirmed an ambulance was en route, ETA 4 minutes. Only then did I glance up at Monica, who stood on the porch, arms crossed, her expression one of annoyance, not remorse. The audacity of her indifference ignited a cold, tactical fury I reserved for combat. "What do you think you're doing calling an ambulance?" Monica descended the steps, her voice dripping with the indignation of someone who'd never faced consequences. She tripped over those unauthorized decorations. I was simply informing her of the violation when she lost her balance. The lie stunned me. I'd seen it all from my truck, Monica's hands on Emily's shoulders, the deliberate push that sent her falling. Yet here she stood, rewriting reality with the confidence of someone who'd always gotten her way. At 6 feet 2 inches, I towered over her petite frame as I stood, positioning myself between her and Emily. Up close, her designer perfume was cloying, her diamond bracelet glinting like a badge of entitlement. "You pushed my pregnant wife down the stairs," I said, my voice low and dangerous. "Over Christmas lights." Monica scoffed, flipping open a leather portfolio embossed with the Willow Creek logo. "I was enforcing the HOA covenant you signed. Section 12, Paragraph 4, holiday decorations must be silver and gold, displayed no earlier than December 1st. Violations incur a $500 fine, plus $100 daily." She thrust a highlighted printout at me, her manicured nail tapping the page. I ignored it, turning back to Emily, who was trying to sit up despite my orders to stay still. Her medical training as a psychologist for combat veterans was at war with her pain. "Help me inside, James," she said through gritted teeth. "I think I'm okay. I just need to lie down." "An ambulance is on the way," I said firmly, easing her into a better position. "We're getting you and the baby checked out. No arguments." I slipped my jacket under her head, careful not to jostle her. Neighbors were peeking through blinds, drawn by the commotion, but too conditioned by Monica's reign to intervene. An elderly man across the street recorded with his phone, but offered no help. Monica's voice cut through again. "Excuse me, I'm still speaking about these violations. Your wife's dramatics don't change the fact that you're in breach. Those lights come down today, or the fines start." She circled into my line of sight, clipboard raised like a shield. "Your wife's fall-damaged community property." She pointed to a toppled plastic planter, its fake flowers slightly askew. The absurdity of her priority short-circuited my anger, replacing it with disbelief. My military training took over, compartmentalizing emotions to focus on the tactical situation. Monica wasn't just an annoying neighbor, she was a threat to my family's safety. My wife needs medical attention because you assaulted her, I said, each word measured, like briefing a recruit on rules of engagement. In 3 minutes, an ambulance will arrive, followed by police who will review the assault on our doorbell camera. I nodded at the discreet high-definition device by the door, its motion detection likely capturing every detail. Monica's eyes flicked to the camera, a crack in her composure before she rallied. Absurd. I never touched her. Even if I did, which I didn't, I was protecting community standards. Your tacky decorations lower property values by 15%, per the National Association of Realtors. She leaned closer, her voice a threatening whisper. My husband is CFO at Pinnacle Trust Bank. We finance half the mortgages here, including yours. One call from Edward, and your rate doubles. Is that worth some cheap lights? In 15 years, I'd faced insurgents and corrupt officials with less contempt than I felt now. I don't think you understand the situation, I said, pulling out my phone again. Your bank connections don't scare me. I scrolled to General David Hawk Reynolds, my former CO and friend, now commanding Fort Ramsey. General Reynolds, it's James Carter. Emergency at my place. Emily's been assaulted, pushed down our stairs. She's 7 months pregnant. 1422, Oak Lane, Willow Creek. Ambulance is en route, but I'd appreciate medical support from the convoy. Monica's nails tapped her clipboard, her eyes narrowing. Who was that? She demanded as I hung up. General David Reynolds, commander at Fort Ramsey, overseeing Operation Frost Shield, I said, kneeling to check Emily's pulse. He's leading a training exercise with 5 convoys 2 miles from here. Monica laughed, but it was hollow. You think the military will intervene in an HOA dispute? This pathetic intimidation won't work. I'm issuing the citation, and those lights come down. Her words were drowned out by the rumble of heavy engines. Within 3 minutes, a Humvee turned into our street, followed by a military ambulance and a line of transport trucks stretching beyond the cul-de-sac. Over 30 vehicles surrounded us, neighbors gaping as General Reynolds stepped out, his 6 feet 4 inches frame imposing in full battle dress. Medics deployed with precision, kits in hand. Reynolds knelt beside Emily, his stern face softening. Dr. Carter, looks like a rough fall. My medics will check you until the civilian ambulance arrives. Emily managed a weak smile. Bit much to send the whole battalion, General. Just a deezer from the exercise, he chuckled, then turned to me, grave. What happened, James? Before I could answer, Monica interjected. This is a private residential area. You can't bring military vehicles here. I'm Monica Caldwell, HOA president, and I demand you remove them. Reynolds assessed her like an adversary. Ma'am, I'm General David Reynolds, U.S. Army. One of my officers' wives has been assaulted. My only concern is her well-being. Did you push Dr. Carter down these stairs? That's a fabrication. Monica snapped. She tripped hanging unauthorized decorations. Colonel Carter's avoiding a citation with this circus. Reynolds nodded to an aide, who handed over a tablet. We've accessed the doorbell footage. It shows Ms. Caldwell pushing Dr. Carter off the porch. His expression darkened as he reviewed it. The civilian ambulance arrived, paramedics consulting with military medics as they loaded Emily onto a stretcher. James, go with her, Reynolds said. We'll handle this. I climbed into the ambulance, kissing Emily's forehead. The lights were pretty, she whispered, a spark of humor returning. We'll hang twice as many when you're home, I promised. As the doors closed, I heard Reynolds address Monica. Sheriff's deputies are en route for your statement. Assaulting a pregnant woman is serious. Consider your position carefully. At the hospital, doctors confirmed Emily and our daughter were safe, with only bruising and a mild back strain. She was prescribed bed rest and discharged the next morning. Pulling into our driveway, we were stunned. Our house glowed with hundreds of multicolored Christmas lights, a professional display crafted by my battalion. Sergeant Lopez, my deputy, grinned. General's orders forced deployment for morale. Neighbors, led by Clara Hayes, approached with casseroles and apologies for not challenging Monica sooner. She's been charged with assault, Clara's husband, Tom, said. The HOA board voted her out last night and rewrote the charter. We'd love you on the board, Colonel. Monica pleaded guilty to reduced charges, sentenced to community service, and moved away after selling her home. Her husband, humiliated, left temporarily. Our neighborhood transformed, united against her tyranny. When our daughter, Isabella, was born healthy, Willow Creek celebrated. The HOA, With me on board, built a playground, and our cul-de-sac became famous for its vibrant light displays. Monica's cruelty, meant to divide, forged a community where connection triumphed over control.